All right. Today we're going to do a big bore kit. I've got the SMM big valve 52 millimeter ready to go. I've got the engine pulled. You can easily do this with the engine still on the bike. I had other things I needed to do, so engine's pulled. I got some tools over here. I'm probably going to need more tools than this, but I do have tools over here ready to go. 8 and 10 millimeter is pretty much all you're going to need. I'm going to need a pair of needle nose pliers to pull the circlip on the piston, whatever the hell you call it, the thing that holds the piston in. First thing we're going to do though is we're going to go ahead and get rid of this. Yes, I'm guilty, and a lot of people do, and it's fine if you know what you're doing, but just don't use an impact to build engines. You're going to cause problems. Aside from that, so like I said, we got our tools, we got our kit, we got our engine. Got to have that Monster energy drink. Monster, if you want to sponsor me, hit me up. Don't smoke, kids. And then, of course, the most important thing is put on your favorite YouTube videos. In this case, we're watching Scooter Rehab. If you are not subscribed, take a moment, pause this video, go find Scooter Rehab and subscribe to his channel. You will learn a lot. I watch it all the time. Shout out to Scooter Rehab. And with that, let's go ahead and get a big bore kit on here. All right, let's start by getting this valve cover off. That's going to be, on this one, 8 millimeter bolts. So we will go ahead and do that. Oh, before I forget, the kind Chinese people that sell parts on Amazon included these. Anything to make their listing stand out, you know, toss in some extra shit you don't need. I have never worked with gloves on before, but they came with an exhaust gasket kit I ordered, so why not? We are working in my living room here because I don't have a garage. We're trying to keep things clean, so let's keep our hands clean too. All right, let's go ahead and get this valve cover off. You got 4 bolts, one there, one there, one there, and one there. Ooh, that one's on there a bit tight. Where's my impact? I actually kind of like the feel of these gloves. Not bad, not bad. No reason to make you watch me remove every bolt, so I'll be back. All right, valve cover off. Let's remove this rubber for the heat shroud. At this point, we're going to go ahead and get the rocker arms off, the rocker arm assembly. There are 4 nuts on your rocker arm assembly here. Those are going to be 10 millimeter. So we will grab our 10 millimeter. Oop. Still gotta say, I do kind of like these gloves. It's a different feel for sure. As usual, no reason to spend a bunch of time watching me remove every nut, so I'll be back. All right, we got those nuts off. Let's go ahead and... Oh, we actually forgot something here, and this is very important. Chain tensioner. Honestly, it shouldn't affect pulling the rocker assembly off, but let's go ahead and do it while we're thinking about it. First thing you want to do with that is to loosen your tension. I already actually had that loosened. Pull that out, set it aside. These are going to be, there's two bolts holding it on. Those are 8mm. I'm going to take those off and be back. Okay, chain tensioner is off. One little thing that I do to keep from losing bolts is when I can, I put them back where they came out from. Even though we're not going to be using this cylinder, this way I know what bolts go where, and I've got them there. I can transfer those over to the new one. While we're up here, I wanted to show you too, I ordered a new carburetor spacer. Kind of hard with my gloves on, actually. You probably can't see it, maybe you can, but this one's got cracks in it, and yeah, I don't know why, but they always tend to crack. And then I messed up. I ordered one, and it is a stock one, which is a little bit smaller than the opening on the big valve head. So I'm either going to have to modify it or order a different one. But okay, we got that chain tensioner off. Now let's go ahead and get this rocker assembly off here. Okay, there she goes. Rocker is off. We can now go ahead and remove the cam. This is a A9 cam. I highly suggest A9 when you're doing upgrades. We now need to remove these two bolts. Those are 8mm. Probably should have loosened those up already, but I didn't. So we'll get those off. Just loosen them up with that ratchet and then spin them off. And just make sure to take note of what bolt goes where. And like I say, when you can, stick them back in. When you can't, just make sure you know what goes where and keep track of it so that you can properly put it back together. At this point now, we should be able to pull this head, and there it goes. We got our head off. Let's take a look at it. This is not too bad looking. I've been running, well, I don't know how long I've been running the head, but I can tell you that I've been running this cylinder and piston since the stay-at-home order of COVID. I have to admit a dirty little secret. I bought this big bore kit from Wish for $27, and I've been running it for a couple of years. So I don't know if I just got lucky or I got lucky or I got lucky. Apparently, I got lucky. But yeah. Got that. Let's we can go ahead and pull this chain guide out, set it aside, and we can now pull the cylinder. It's been on there for a little while, so it's a little stuck, but give it a little rock and it should come out. There it goes. Still wanting to fight me a little bit. There it goes. Make sure not to lose these dowel pins. Those are necessary. Keep those in there. You got two on here, two on here, and for a $27 50 millimeter kit from wish.com that I've been running for a couple years, that cylinder still looks perfect. Wow. Piston really doesn't look bad either. I mean, look at that. That's a few years old and it was $27. So, okay, I'll be back. Okay, here's a part that people struggle with. It really doesn't have to be all that hard. Get your needle nose pliers. This circlip, you just grab the tab and twist it, and theoretically it'll pop right out. Well, told you it was going to pop right out, and it didn't. There it goes. Popped right out. Not bad. We can now take these pliers and just push from this side and push that pin right through. You only need to remove the clip from one side to get this out. Wow, now I'm kind of not liking these gloves because they're covered in oil now, and I can't just wipe my hands off. But there we go, piston out. Like I said, that piston doesn't look bad for a couple years of use from Wish. Not bad at all. Okay, well, we got everything off. Next step is just to basically reverse everything we've done and put it back together. Thankfully, I already have the rings on my piston and I have them properly clocked. I got another video that shows doing that if you're interested. I'm not going to show it again. So give me just a minute. I'm going to go ahead and get this area cleaned up so that I can put a new gasket on, and I will be back. Just to show you the difference, on the right is the SMM piston, and on the left is my Wish piston. And the Wish one is a 50, the SMM is a 52. And aside from the size difference, which you can't really visually tell, 2 millimeters isn't a whole lot. It's just a higher quality piston. theoretically. I don't know, man. This one has held up damn good. I'm gonna save that. Save that whole kit. So let's go ahead and get this piston on. All right, this piston came with a new set of clips and a new pin. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a clip in on one side before I even start to put the piston on. And again, this isn't hard. It's hard to video it. But I got it in there. You just get it to snap into place. You'll feel it when it's in there. Okay, that side is in. So we can go ahead and put this bad mamma jamma on there. Just carefully set her up there. Take your pin, and since you've got a clip on the other side already, you should slide in pretty easily. Oops. Well, I'm not so good at doing this with the camera on is the problem here. Camera's in my way, actually, but I'll get it. There it is. It's in there. Now we're going to take our other clip and pop that in. I wish I could show you. Maybe someone else can make a good video of doing this, but you're just gonna have to trust me that it's not hard. This didn't slide in all the way, apparently. There it goes. Make sure that pin is all the way in. Stick this in and twist. And I'm making it look way harder than it is, but again, running the camera even on a stand, camera's just kind of in my way. And I'm focusing way too much on talking. And you probably didn't hear that, but I heard it snap into place. So that is in there. Just make sure, push on it a little bit. Yep, that's it. All right, looking good, looking good. We got our piston. I'll be right back. All right, so here's our cylinder. As you can see, I ditched the gloves. Those are annoying. I don't know how people do that. I just grabbed a little bit of motor oil, whatever I had sitting around that was clean, so that I can just want to oil this up just a little bit. You don't need to go overboard, but just want it to be, you don't want it to be dry. That's nice. That's nice. I'm going to take a break here for a minute, smoke myself a cigarette, and drink some Monster Energy, and we'll be right back to it. We'll get the base gasket on there, get the cylinder on, and get this sucker put together. Well, sorry players and playettes, I forgot to video me putting the gasket on, but you can clearly see that I put the gasket on. So we got this cylinder here oiled up, and let's see. Do not forget that you need these guide pins or your shit is going to break. Dowel pins, whatever they call these. I don't know. They got a name, but just know you need them. I got them on there, so we should be good to go. Let's go ahead and carefully get this cylinder slid on here. Make sure your timing chain is running through. Everybody's got all sorts of fancy little tricks for this. I just struggle with it. I don't find it to be too hard. Some people tie some string around it, or you can really just kind of loop her around right there is what I do. Take your piston, and you have to compress the rings just a little bit. To get it started. And the end of the cylinder is slightly tapered, so it will slide in there. I'm making this look hard. I don't know why. Maybe I'm afraid of the camera, but I'm having a hell of a time doing everything for you guys on camera. But we'll get there. I don't know what my major malfunction is here. That second ring just took, there we go. We got her. We got her. And my chain slid out. I don't even want to look back on the video and see how long that took me. But, oh well. Maybe I can edit it out. Probably not. I'll just leave it so you guys can see that it doesn't always go perfect. Okay, we got our cylinder on there. I'd like it to be on a little bit more though. So I'm gonna go ahead and push her in a little bit. There we go. Okay, that's on there. It is on there. Give me just a minute and we'll put the head on. Be back. Okay, let's go ahead and get our head gasket on there. And again, get your chain through the gasket. You're going to want to grab your other chain guide at this point. Take it, and it actually goes behind the gasket. So get that in there. There we go. There's a little slot that slides into down here. You will see it. If you've ever played with I don't know, Legos or Lincoln Logs. It'll only go one way. All right, so let's go ahead and get this big valve head on there. To start, let's orient it properly. Go ahead and slide her on here. Take this chain and actually just kind of set it in there. And as long as it's sitting on that bottom chain guide, you know what? I'm already trying to screw up here. We've got to put those dowel pins in. There's one. And let me go grab another one. Always good to have a bunch of these handy. I got a little bin full of them. The other one is a little bit stuck in the old head. So we're just going to put a new one in. Nothing wrong with using new ones. Probably better. Okay. Now we can put the head on. Let's start this again. And just be careful. Like I say, if the chain is sitting on that bottom chain guide, it should just kind of slide together pretty easily. There we go. It is together. The next step is going to be A9 cam. This particular one, well, actually, your next step is getting this at top dead center, which I forgot to do. So let's pull this back off and let's turn this until the piston is at the top. Give me just a second. Typically, you're going to have some timing marks that you could use, and you don't have to set top dead center the way I'm doing it, but I've got the motor kind of taken apart, so I'm just going to turn it until my piston is at the top. So let's hold the cylinder. Turn it, make sure your chain doesn't bind. Just kind of keep putting some slack in that chain. But we're just turning the crank until that piston hits top. And see, it started to go back, so right there is our top. Now we can put our head back on. I'll be back. Okay, we've got our piston at top dead center. So now let's go ahead and get that cam put in there. I do have a separate video showing how to do this. I'm going to kind of quickly show you. Get it in there to where it's lined up. You want these two little holes to be straight with this. And then you can just take your chain and pop it right over. And you got your timing set. You're at top dead center with the piston, and you've got your cam at top center. You are good to go. Let's go ahead and put this valve cover on, or put this rocker assembly back on. Take note, the E is for exhaust. That goes, well, down towards your exhaust. Because that's how it goes. Let's make sure we got our guide pins in here. It appears that we only have one, so let's get another one. We got the other one. Now we are good to go. Slide that on there. Make sure that your rockers don't bind. And something's binding up here. Let's see. What is binding? I think it's just those guides. Hold on a minute. Let's try this again. Why am I having trouble getting that on there? There it goes. Okay. Sometimes you do have to fight it a little bit. Don't force anything though. Never want to force anything. If it's not going right, step back and figure out why. And I'll tell you why. The pin that holds this rocker has slid in my way. There we go. Alright, I'm having trouble doing this on camera. I'll be back. Alright guys, well I figured out why it was a little bit difficult to put in there. This is why it's always nice to have spare parts. One of those guides, I don't know, I must have banged it or something when I pulled it apart. It was a little bit creased and so it would not slide in. But I replaced it and now everything slid in just fine. So let's go ahead and get these nuts back on. I'm not going to bore you with having you watch me do the whole thing. I'm going to shut my camera off and I'm down to 7% charge anyway, so I'm going to do this off camera and come back. But really, there's not much else to show. That is how you install a big bore kit. So I guess I'm going to leave you with that. You just got to trust me that I'm going to adjust these valves, which I do have another video if you subscribe to my channel, or even if you don't and you just want to watch my videos and not subscribe, you do whatever you want to. But there is a valve adjustment video on there, so go ahead and check that out if you want to see how to adjust these valves. So with that, Yee 52 millimeter big bore kit with big valve head from SMM. She is installed. Not bad, not bad. The motor's a little dirty, but you know, this isn't scooter rehab. We're only mostly official over here, so I cleaned it a little bit, and well, mostly official is official enough for me. So with that, I'm out. Be cool, be careful, and hit me up if you have any questions.